Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is MUHAZIQ and HAIZAL. My metric number is 01DDT22F2017. So now I'm going to be presenting about our Pbt task. So firstly is we assign the IP address to end device in the network versus DIY1 and versus DIY2 automatically. So after that we configure the DHCP in router 1, which is the command is firstly IP basis unicals/routing, and then IP basis DHCP pool 25AA underscore pool, and then DNS server 25AA double colon 4000 double colon ABBA double colon 1111 double colon 2, and the domain name is dimbbank1.com. Then after that IP basis DHCP pool 3700 underscore pool, and the DNS server is 25AA double colon 4000 double colon ABBA double colon 1111 double colon 2, and the domain name is dimbbank1.com. After that, in router 1, we assign the IPv6 address in interface, which is gigabit internet 0/0. Firstly, IPv6 address is 25AA double colon 4000 double colon ABBA double colon 1111 double colon 1/64, and the link local is FE80 double colon 10. And then we put the IPv6 and the other config flag command, and after that IPv6 DHCP server 25AA underscore pool. And for interface gigabit internet 0/1, we assign IP address to the IPv6 address is 3700 double colon 4000 double colon ACCA double colon 2222 double colon 1/64, and then IPv6 ND other config flag, and IPv6 DHCP server 3700 underscore pool. And for interface gigabit internet 0/2, we put the IPv6 address, which is auto config, and we shut down. In interface serial 0/3/0, we assign the IPv6 address, which is 41A1 double colon 2000 double colon 5112 double colon ABBA double colon 1/64. And lastly, for interface S031, we assign no IP address in that. And then in router 1, we configure the static route, which is IPv6 route 277A double colon ABBA double colon CAAA double colon 4112 double colon 1/64 in the port serial network serial 0/3/0. And then the other address is 277A double colon ABBA double colon CAAA double colon 4111 double colon 1/64, and the next is 277A double colon ABBA double colon CAAA double colon 4113 double colon 1/64, and the last one is 277A double colon ABBA double colon CAAA double colon 4114 double colon /64, and IPv6 route double colon 1/0 41A1 double colon 2000 double colon 5112 double colon ABBA double colon 2. So that is the configuration for router 1, and then in router 2, we assign the IP address just like usual. So firstly, in interface gigabit internet 0/0, we assign the IP address 200.10.10.1, and the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and the IPv6 address is 2020 double colon ABBA double colon 4000 double colon 1220 double colon 1/64. For interface gigabit internet 0/1, the IP address is 20.0.0.10, and subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. For interface gigabit internet 0/2, IP address is 20.0.0.2, subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. And then we configure the static route in R2, which is router OSPF1 and network 20.0.0.0 and 0.0.0.3 area 0, and IP route is 0.0.0.0 in gigabit internet 0/0. And then the second IP address is 15.0.0.0 to 255.0.0.0, and the next hop is 192.168.30.10. And lastly is IP address 14.0.0.0 to 55.0.0.0. Next hop is 192.160.40.10. And for IPv6, which is the firstly is IPv6 route 3700 semicolon 4000 semicolon ACCA colon 2222 colon 64, and the next IP is 4181 colon 2000 colon 5112 colon ABBA colon 1. Next is 25AA colon 4000 colon ABBA colon 1111 colon 64, and next up is the same. And next is 277A ABBA CAAA 4113 colon 64, and the next up is 277A ABBA CAAA 4112 colon 10. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iskandar bin Abu Bakar from BTN4. My number metric is 01DDT22F2088. Thank you for my friend MOHAZIQ for the presentation before this. Now I want to continue this presentation. First in, we must to put the interface G00 and put the IP address 172.1.6.0.1. Subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. Next is Dapis Auto and Speed Auto, and then standby version 2, standby 20 IP 172.1.6.0.250. Next is standby 20 priority 200. The last one is standby 20 PREE MPT. Next to interface G01, the IP address is 20005. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. Next is Dapis Auto and Speed Auto. Next interface is INT G02. The IP address is 20001 255.255.255 and 252. The Speed Auto and Speed Auto. The next interface is serial 030. We have no IP address at here, and must to close that 200.0.0.0 and put it shut down. Interface S is serial 031, no IP address, clock rate 200.0.0.0 and there is shut down. Next is router or SPF1 and clock agency change. The network is 20.0.0.0.0.0.3 area 0. The next network is 20.0.0.4.0.0.3 area 0. Last, the router SPF1 is network 172.1.6.0.0.0.255.255 area 0. Next is IP places, IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.20.0.0.2. Next is interface G00. The IP address is 102.160.255.255.00. The Press Auto, Speed Auto, Standby version 2 and Standby 20 IP 172.160.250. The next interface is Gigabyte Internet 01. IP address is 0.0.0.0.9.255.255.255.252. The Speed Auto and Speed Auto. The interface is G02. The IP address is 20.0.0.6.255.255.255.252. The Speed Auto, Speed Auto. Interface serial 030. No IP address. Load rate 200.0.0.0 and shut down. Next is interface serial 031. No IP address. update to 000000 and shut down. For SPF1, load agency change, network 2000500003 area 0. Network, next network is 200040003 area 0. Next network is 172.168.00.00255.255 area 0. IP address size, IP road is 000000200010. That's all to me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Putra Iskandar. My metric number is 01EDT22F2029. So I want to present about Mrs. DIY 4 branch. So in Mrs. DIY 4 we have two router, which is router 5 and router 6. So we look at in router 5 first. So in router 5 we configure IP address interfaces, and then default and static route. So for interface G0/0, we insert IP address 14.0.0.1, and the subnet is 255.0.0.0. So then the IPv6 address is FE80::30 link local, and then the next IPv6 address is 277A::ABBA::CAAA::4113::1/64. So that's for interface G00. Next, for G0/1, there's no IP address. So we go to the next interfaces, which is G0/2. So G0/2 also no IP address insert. Next, we go to interface S0/2/0. So we insert IP address 192.160.40.10, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.192. So the IPv6 address is FE80:::30 link local, and then the next IPv6 address is 277A::ABBA::CAAA::4112::10/64. So then the next interfaces is S0/2/1. So in these interfaces we don't insert any IP address. Then we go to the IP route configuration. So we insert IP route for IPv4. IP route, the first one is for IP route network 15.0.0.0. The subnet mask is 255.0.0.0 S0/2/0. Then the next IP route is 192.198.30.0. Then the subnet mask is 255.255.255.128. Then the serial is 0/2/0. The next IP route is 200.10.10.0, and then the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The serial is 020. Then next is IP route 20.0.0.8. Then the subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. Serial is 0/2/0. Then the next IP route 20.0.0.0. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. The serial is 0/2/0. Next, IP route 20.0.0.4. The subnet mask 255.255.255.252. Serial 0/2/0. Then next, the last one is IP route 172.168.0.0.0.1. 19.0.0. The subnet mask 255.255.0.0. Also serial 0/2/0. For the IPv6, we insert IPv6 root 277A:/C AAA:/411/4/64. The serial also 0/2/0. For the next IPv6 root is 277A:/ABBA:/C3A:/411/64. Also there's the same serial. Then IPv6 root next is 2020:ABBA:/1220/1220/64. Then next IP root is 41A1:2000/5112/ABBA:/64. Next is IPv6 root 25A:/4000/ABBA:/1111/64. And the last one is IPv6 root A700:4000/ACCA:/2222/64. So we finish about router 5, so we go to router 6. For router 6, also we configure in interface IP address and IP root. So for the interfaces, we insert for interface G0/0, we insert IP address 15.0.0.1. The subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. For the IPv6 address is FE80:40 link local. This is for the gateway. For the gateway, for these interfaces, IPv6 address for these interfaces is 277A:/C AAA:/411/4/64. So the next interfaces is G0/1. There's no IP address. Then we go to the next interfaces. For G0/2, also we don't insert any IP address. For interfaces serial 0/2/0, also don't have any IP address. For interfaces serial 0/2/1, we insert IP address 192.168.30.30.10. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.128. For the IPv6 address is 2711/ABBA/411/10/64. So for the IPv4 root, so IP root, the first one is we insert 192.160.40.0. The subnet mask is 255.255.192, and the next of IP is 192.168.30.1. The next IP root is 14.0.0.0. Subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. The next of IP is 192.168.30.1. The next IP root is 200.10.10.0. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The next of IP is 192.198.30.1. And next is 20.0.0.8. And the subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. Next of IP is 192.168.30.1, also the same. And then next IP, next IP root is 20.0.0.0. Next the subnet mask is /30 is 252. Then still the same next of IP is 192.168.30.1. Next is 20.0.0.4. Still the same subnet mask 252, and then the same next of IP. Next is 17 IP root 172.16.0.0. Subnet mask is 255.255.0.0, and then the next of IP also the same 192.168.30.1. for the IPv6 route is we insert 277A :ABBA :C AAA :4112 :/64. For the next hop IPv6 address, we insert 277A :ABBA C AAA :4111 :1. So the next IPv6 route that we insert is 277A :ABBA C AAA :4113 :/64. And also the same next IPv6 address. Then next IPv6 route is 2020 :ABBA 4000 :1. 1220 :/64. Next IPv6 route is 41A1 :2000 :5112 :ABBA :/64. And the last one for IPv6 route is 3J700 :4000 :ACCA 2222 :/64. Also the same next hop IPv6 address, which is 277A :ABBA C AAA :4111 :1. I think that's all for me.